louder than Diana. Welcome to the Northern Is podcast. We are two sisters in fiber coming to you from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And you may notice I'm still short a brunette.
Yes. There's nothing wrong with little ginger.
Nope. Everybody needs a little ginger in their lives, I think. Both literally and figuratively.
Little spice of life.
I actually take ginger pills every day, so yes.
There you go.
People legit just need ginger every day in their life. No, poor Diana is still resting and recovering from Europe.
A little bit of a jet lag.
A smidge bit of jet lag. I think she's adjusting poorly to the Canadian time zone. So she begged Terri to come fill in again today for her. And I was like, oh, she owes you a hug.
Yes, she does.
Because I told her, I was like, you owe Terri a hug.
I'm really cheap to hire, apparently.
You charge so much.
Super cheap.
So we're gonna be me and Terri again today, so you guys can have another week podcast. You may have noticed last week's went up late. We're not, yeah.
And Terry's still learning how to do show notes, so...
Terry's learning to do show notes. Jocelyn had the gremlins attack. It's... Yeah, I think about this morning. Was it this morning? Yeah, it was this morning. We're recording on Saturday, the 25th of May. And this will be episode 114. Oh my goodness. I think I finally sent Terri the message. It was like, that's it, the music's added, I'm free! I may have done a war victory dance.
I definitely got that text message at like 7:30 in the morning. I was not awake yet.
I started screwing around with the music to get it all settled in properly at 6:30 in the morning.
You look crazy.
It runs smoothly for weeks and I have no problems. And then I will just have nothing but problems.
That's okay.
Nothing but. And I was like, you know what?
It's up. That's what matters.
It's up. It's there. It'll be public by the time this has been released. And that's you know what? In the end, that's the best I can do, yeah. I can't.
Works for me.
I cannot help you guys any more than I try the best I can. Mom and Dad have officially gone back to Saskatoon. They're actually driving back to Saskatoon as we record, which is why I put my phone on silent, because I would get an update when they're leaving Regina, which should happen in about an hour.
Although, hopefully, our podcast is not quite as long as it was last week.
We were an hour and 47 minutes before I started editing, and I got us down to an hour and 27.
It's probably a good idea. We were chatty.
I'm always chatty. When am I not chatty?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys. It's awful. No, it's not. It's good. It's fine. So, we are back at the house today. There has been some changes. My dad has added a stand over a computer desk. I'm legit in the middle of sorting my entire WoW TCG collection. Which, here's some old school nerd credit. I used to play the World of Warcraft trading card game, and it's been dead for a while now.
Hey, it was a good game.
It was a very good game, and I'm literally sorting through the entirety of my collection to build a cube and a few more preset decks, and then I'm getting rid of what's left that I'm not using. So, I honestly have 2 dining room tables full of just cards stacked up by cost.
She does.
And it's a week plus long project. I was like, this is not a small project, because I will go crazy if I try to cram it all into like a day or two. I can't.
Ugh.
It has to be done, and it's needed to be done for years.
Little fine print.
I can only do it for short periods of time, and then I gotta give up and walk away. So I've got it to a point now where Mr. B, mostly because I'm pretty sure it would cause him pain to have me part with the cards I'm not going to use, has said he will come help round out the cube and stuff for me, because I think he wants to take what I don't keep. So that's cool. I will totally let him do that, because otherwise they'd be leaving. I don't care who they go home with, they're just not staying here. So it works
Spring
for
cleaning
both of us.
makes everyone feel better.
I've been carting them around for 2 apartments now.
Yeah.
Because I knew I wanted to do this with them, so that's it. However, it does mean that I have impeded on some of my knitting time. So, in theory, because we are a knitting podcast, we should talk about some knitting.
I've been knitting this whole time.
I know you have. I've been chatting. Fine, I'm gonna drink my coffee. That's what I think, ma'am.
I love it.
In my There's Always Time for Tea mug, I have coffee. Do you know why? It's a ceramic mug, it's fine. Did you know a lot of tea drinkers think that if they drink coffee that has, or out of a mug that has had coffee, it flavors the tea?
Well, not as long as you wash it.
I'm not leaving the coffee grounds in the bottom of this thing to ferment for 2 weeks and then
Although,
wash out the cup.
You do it in like a plastic like travel mug, and
Sure,
that bad boy
absolutely.
tastes like coffee now.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
not a coffee drinker,
No,
so
no,
like
no.
I get
But
so upset when
plastic-
people do it to mine.
But plastic keeps flavors.
It does.
It always has.
It does.
Ceramic does not. It's sealed. It's like saying glass keeps. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, that's not how it works.
But
That's
it
not
could.
how that works.
Could.
Says science. I may have this argument a lot with tea drinkers.
Hey, I'm a tea drinker. I'm not arguing with you.
Mm-mm. My mom.
Oh.
I am enjoying my second cup of ethical bean coffee in the Lush, which is a medium dark, because I was afraid I wouldn't remember what it was. I literally just brought the bag of beans over.
That's one way of doing it.
Because you guys, you see me look off whenever we do the what's in our cup section, which we talk about what we're drinking, right? It's because whatever it is I'm drinking is sitting off, like the pack. I never remember, and I will literally say it on my way over to sit down.
She does. She does do that.
It won't stick in my head. I can
funny.
remember what pattern repeat I am on a sweater I haven't touched in 4 months, but I cannot remember.
I cannot do that. Not even a little bit.
What? I was looking at the other Barocco sweater that I'm working on in the Arrow yarn. I know exactly where I am. I would have to look up the name of that one because
I do not know this sweater.
I don't. It's a cardigan. I cannot for the life of me pronounce it. I will show you when we're done.
Sounds good.
So it's all good. So Terry says she's drinking flavored water.
I am. I spent the day outside today drinking tea and like knitting in the gazebo. I have a
as one does.
Well, yeah, I have a secret garden style backyard that we moved into, and it was a nice
totally
surprise. It was amazing. We moved in the middle of December, and it's like a jungle back there. But we also have this mostly decrepit gazebo that I really enjoy knitting under. But my husband promises that he's going to fix it next week when he's in town.
Ooh,
I'm so
you mean
excited.
before his weekend-long bachelor party?
Yes. He's probably going to have a good time. They're going out to Edmonton for the bachelor party, so
I think he will have an amazing time.
I hope so. Yeah. It should be fun, but yeah, so I spent the morning studying and knitting outside. It was glorious, but hence the water. I'm quite parched now.
Yep, because it got, what, 15 this
20?
afternoon?
No, it was
20?
like 20.
I live in a basement.
It was 2021. It was like hot out.
No, thank you.
I was sitting outside in just like my tank dress.
Nope, we've reached Jocelyn officially hibernates unless she has to be outside age
I'm in the shade.
stage of life. I'll come back out again in October. It's like May to October. Yeah, end of May till about middle of October. You were hard pressed to find me outdoors. Unless I have to be.
I love it in the shade. I love it in the shade. I don't like the sun.
Nope.
Oh, well.
Nope.
So what are you working on?
Right this exact instant, I needed something to work on while we were podcasting, so I literally picked up from behind me off my computer table, because it hadn't made it all the way into the sewing room yet, was the Twin It Up MCAL. That hasn't been an MCAL in months, because I did not finish this on time.
Oh, well.
Do you know what? That's fine. I'm happy with what I'm making.
That one's from the Cozy Up Knit Girls, right?
This was their second annual MCAL, so they host one every January.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah.
And this one's for the two twins, I suppose.
This one is for the two twins. Yes, it is.
Beautiful.
So it is. I ran into a problem because it's a mystery knit along, so you don't know what you're doing. Which I'm totally game for mystery knit along. Doesn't frighten me in the slightest. I had to pick up a lot of stitches, and the colors I picked, while beautiful, are too dark for me to pick the stitches up.
Lift it up for the
I
people.
will show people. Hang on. So I ended up asking Diana for help. So
That makes sense.
yeah, and then poor Diana was. She's like, "Oh yeah, I can pick up stitches, no problem." I think she had to pick up one side 3 times.
Oh no!
Because she was just the first time she's like, "I didn't even read the instructions. My fault." Second time she's like, "Oh no, this doesn't look good." She's like, "And now I'm committed." Like,
Oh,
it's
okay,
being
but
done
it's not
properly.
like it's not like you were
it was-
ripping it out and making her redo it.
No, she was doing it all to herself. She was just like, "It's not perfect yet." I'm like, "Okay."
That is
I'm not arguing.
The skill I want to work on is picking up stitches so that they look better when they're picked up.
Yes, and
It's not easy.
It's not easy, and you end up picking up and tearing out a couple of times. It's just how it goes.
That's what I did for my faded cardi.
Yeah.
Like I just
there's really nothing else
happy.
you can do. It's practice.
Well, yeah. And quite honestly, I don't want to practice it very much.
You know what? I'd be okay not practicing ever again. Make ones.
Make ones.
I hate make one left, make one right because I cannot see the legs on the stitch below.
Oh, that makes sense.
I really, really hate that stitch.
I've
gotten to the point where I have looked for and found alternative making stitches that I could do with different types of yarn.
Like
because
what?
I cannot, for the life of me, do a make one. If it's a shawl, I just yarn over and then knit through the back loop on the way back.
Okay, that works, yeah.
Yeah. If it's a fuzzy yarn, I will do that in a garment as well too, because I cannot for the life of me.
You can't see if it's got a halo.
Yeah. And then if it doesn't have a halo and it's in a garment, I will knit front back and then knit through the back loop because then I'm tightening up that hole as small as possible.
Yeah.
Because I can't, because if I have to do the make one, I'll be there for hours.
Yeah, that's not worth it. It's super not worth it.
So my twitted up shawl hasn't had any growth since I left, but
I love the speckled in this white.
it's Midnight Cravings. It's the speckled in the white. I think it's the girl next door for the speckle.
I really like it.
And I know that my red and kind of greeny blue, it's like foresty green blue.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Is Elizabeth and Bennett respectively. So this is going to be my Elizabeth Bennett shawl when it's finished.
Very nice.
I had to do some adaptations because, again, I picked the colors without knowing what I was making. I would have picked lighter colors in different spaces and darker colors in other spaces. But we were winging it, so it was fine.
Joys of an MCAL.
That's kind of how it is. I'm currently working on a section that should be a lacy sort of eyelet rib section. Not that this shawl is going to be small. You guys, this thing is going to be massive without an extra stretchy section with holes in it. Artfully designed holes. So this big blue section on this side is supposed to actually be a lacy eyelet section.
Oh, how come you decided not to do it?
It's slightly different than an eyelet.
Oh.
So it's staggered, and you have to be able to read your knitting to do it, to have it turn out, and just in case you're off a stitch or two, and who isn't off a stitch or two every once in a while?
Everyone is. I like it. I like the texture.
Yeah, I like the texture pattern. So I just inserted the texture pattern instead and just did the number of decreases I needed to get to where I was supposed to be when I got to my short row section. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm doing the same now on the red on this side.
Oh, is it mirrored?
It is mirrored on either side of the center panel. So you did the center panel first, and then you picked up on either side, and away you went. That's fine. I'm holding it upside down, and it doesn't matter. It's still going to be the size of a blanket when I'm finished.
It really is.
It's huge.
But you really like huge shawls.
Yes, and I like really big shawls for a reason. I am big. Little shawls look ridiculous on me.
Like a little bandana.
I look so disproportionate. Everyone's just like, would you shrink it or something? Like,
Hey, I brought one of my shawls that I made previously. Since we're talking about shawls.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wore this. I made this last year. It's one of the, Curious Handmaiden is the designer, and it's one of her secret shawl societies.
Oh, yes,
last year?
Yeah, from last year, yeah.
Yeah, so I did a little bit of adaptation to it because I wanted, the black is supposed to be straight across, but I made it look more like little houses.
Right,
yeah.
This is one of the ones I really like.
Yeah, because it's secret garden, so you can see like the blooms and the little like London houses, and it's got like such a beautiful little frill at the bottom. I really like it.
Your picot edging sort of.
Yeah, and now for the life of me I can't remember the yarn, unfortunately, but I've got a little sparkle to the black.
You know what? You weren't a podcaster then, so it's cool.
If you look me up on Ravelry, it is in my notes.
It's in your notes?
It is. I do actually update my Ravelry pretty good, but...
Jocelyn doesn't.
But I do not remember from a shawl that I made last summer.
I can do a lot from memory. I cannot for the life of me update my project pages. Listen, I know none of you long-time listeners believe me, but the new people will. Ravelry is open. Ravelry is open right now on my computer, and I'm not in the pattern section. I'm replying to thread comments.
Makes sense.
Who am I?
I don't know.
I'm not Jocelyn. Jocelyn doesn't do that. Jocelyn's only on Ravelry for
patterns. Hey, and for the pattern she's designing,
Yes.
Totally just gonna throw that in there right there.
Throw it in there right there.
Sorry, I had to. This is Jocelyn's pattern. I haven't made a ton of progress this week because I was ripping it out and we were discussing what we wanted to do. We made some adjustments to the lace and whatnot, but I love it so much. I'm so excited.
Well,
and as in our styles, I'm making mine way tighter than Jocelyn's because I like way smaller shawls than she does.
You're also a smaller human being.
I am. I'm quite short, but
that's a thing. All right. I suppose Terri showed hers. I should show mine. Hey, I am currently working in some Creek Garden Crafts, which is 100% Pima cotton yarn in hibiscus and hibiscus flowers. It's springtime. It's a nice hibiscus shade of pink, hence the name hibiscus, and then a white speckled with the hibiscus pink and green in it as well.
I like how we both went pink.
We definitely both went pink this time.
I didn't know that when I started.
I am
mine.
not as far as Terri is in the pattern because I have already made the shawl twice now. This is just the final one I'm going to be making to take the photos in. So I am just about ready for my first lace strip. I'm doing mine on a 4mm needle.
I'm this much further. Like an inch.
I know. It still counts. If we recorded tomorrow, no, you'd still be ahead of me because I have other things I need to get done today. So this is going on. I'm in the process of doing the final updates for the pattern so I can go out to test knitters today or tomorrow, I'm hoping.
Yes, that'll be so exciting. I'm pumped to see everybody else's.
It may still honestly say inspirational thank you here because I haven't thought about it yet.
That's cool.
And it really amuses me. So that's doing fine, but I need to make a bit more progress on that. Believe it or not, going in and out of Brandon to have a funeral is time consuming
and tiring.
Oh, it's been a lot of family, so I'm excited for my own space. My cat's been wandering around waiting for somebody to just jump out of a corner out of her.
I haven't actually seen her. It's not like when we
She's
record at my
probably
house.
honestly napping.
They're all over us when we record at my house.
It's literally nap time. She's likely passed out under the dress and the mannequin in the sewing room or behind the laundry machine because it's quiet and dark down there.
What a little doof.
Yep, that's my cat. I love it. She'll come out and yell at me here in a couple hours and go, feed me!
Love it.
Because that's what she does. On the super exciting New Edmonton Fiber Frolic happening right now. So there is somebody buying Creek Garden Craft right now in Edmonton.
I know, I've been watching all the Instagram posts and I am
so jealous.
So jealous. But that's okay.
It's fine. I don't live close to Edmonton.
No.
It would not
Should have sent my husband because that's actually where he is right now. He's driving to Edmonton right now.
Right now?
Yep.
I tell ya. Had you given him warning, he would have gone.
He's just to pop on in, buy me. I shouldn't say anything. The last time he came to visit me, he bought me like 12 skeins of yarn.
Honey,
I need more. Have you used everything you bought me last time?
That's
no,
not the point.
Haven't even started with it. I've picked out the patterns for both like chunks of yarn.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a start.
I have 50 billion patterns on the go. I'm not going to judge anybody.
Just working on the knit-along that we're doing first.
That would make a great deal of sense.
It does, and that is an excellent segue into the knit-along we're doing.
Oh, well, we're participating in.
Yeah, well, we're participating in.
I am definitely not hosting.
Well, no.
It's so much work to host.
No. It's the Barocco marshmallow knit-along. I'm picking up the pictures.
Oh yeah, go for it. I got some really pretty photos.
Yes, she does. So we're both decided to make the cardigan. I don't know why I don't like it as much on the tank top. I love the cardigan, but the tank
pullover.
Is it a pullover? I thought it was like a tank top.
Oh look, it's a pullover, or it's a sweater or a cardigan.
Oh, maybe I was just seeing somebody else's. That's okay.
I'm a huge fan of cardigans, not so much closed pullover sort of thing. It might be a tank top. I might have not seen sleeves and not thought twice about it.
So I just thought this was really funny.
Because it is funny.
I don't know if you're just like winding yours up, caking yours up, but I've actually started mine.
Show them in the background.
Here's the chart. Nobody can see off of that.
On a page.
On a page.
It's a free pattern, so.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. I forgot that was a free pattern. Anyway, so you can see. Chart, regular chart.
Yeah, nothing fancy.
Jocelyn?
On a standard 8.5 by 11.5 sheet of paper.
Jocelyn showed me her chart.
No, Daddy made me a chart because I said the chart was too small. So he said, send it to me and I'll fix it at work. You guys.
It's as big as I am.
He printed it out on a plotter.
It's the same chart.
Because he works for an engineering company. It's the same chart. He made it big.
Oh my goodness.
It has to get it down to slightly to 11 by 17. It has to be folded in half and then folded in quarters.
I got it, guys. Don't worry, I got it. And I'm not gonna lie,
intense chart.
I have great eyesight. I don't even wear glasses. I want one of these.
I know.
I would never make a mistake because I'd like highlight it, take like several passes with a highlighter, and I'm like, compared to my like little dinky tiny little things here, you know, sometimes you're squinting at it.
No squinting for Jocelyn.
No squinting.
Dad made it super Jocelyn friendly.
Oh.
And then he came home and he's like, let me know if you need me to print you off some character sheets. And I'm just thinking, nope. I need to be able to travel with my character sheet.
Are you kidding? Oh my goodness.
Hang on, guys. I need a whole 6-foot table to myself.
Just for my character sheet. It's not actually easy to see the lace, but here it is. On the black backdrop, you can sort of see it. This is my...
You made it up the back to the lace. You're well into the lace.
I have,
now.
yeah.
And
I did a little,
I completely agree with you that you did that little a garter border.
Because it doesn't, I just did 10 stripes of garter because she doesn't have any in hers, and I found, like...
Stockinette rolls, no matter what I do, it'll roll.
It'll always roll, and so, like...
And that would annoy me, so no, I agree with you.
Like, on my hips and my bottom, I don't like it when it rolls up, I don't like that,
so... I wonder what to sit on.
So I actually didn't even include that in the, because I'm supposed to do 10 inches, but I actually did extra, so I just did like an extra inch.
Okay.
And I'm so happy I did.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm so much more excited
about it.
Yawning
aside, I am awake. No, I think that was totally the right call. I think I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, and I'll do it for my cuffs as well. Like, I'll give myself like a cuff. Yeah. But like, I'm so happy I did that. I don't know if I had this cast on last week when we were recording or not, but I don't think so. So I got a lot of progress done. And the little charm that Diana gave me for Christmas. And actually, the stitch markers that Miss C gave me for Christmas.
Oh, look at you rocking some Christmas
usage. Or maybe my birthday.
I couldn't tell you.
It might be my birthday. I think it was my birthday.
Are they the little pretty balls?
They're balls and turtles.
I think that's birthday.
I think that's birthday too. Thank you, Missy. I've forgotten. I've only had them for a month.
Well, do you know how I remember that she gave me stitch markers? She was too busy. She didn't want to wait for me to finish holding a conversation when we were at sushi for my birthday dinner, so she just dropped mine down the front of my shirt.
That sounds like Missy. Yep, that's her.
They're yours. I'm like, who's putting stuff down my boobs? Like,
you know what? Lots of storage space in there.
There really is.
But I'm really enjoying it so far. I mean, like, obviously I haven't I've done a lot of stockinette stitch, but still, it's my first time working in, like, a nicer cotton, and I have to say, love it. I've only done, like, dishwash cotton before.
It's a whole other world of cotton.
Yeah. It's so nice.
A lot of people do it. They've done that sort of entry-level dishcloth, and it's a softer cotton is
it's
whole
like,
other experience.
Like, I'm excited to wear this.
Cotton.
No, I mean,
cotton serves a point.
Yeah, it's for made dishcloths.
And it's very good at what it does.
Yes, I wouldn't want to use, well, I mean, I wouldn't pay this price for dishwash.
Well, you wouldn't get any scrub on it.
Yeah, no. But so I'm super happy. I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really liking how it's knitting up, and I like the color, too. I think it's going to go nice on me.
I think you picked a really good color, my dear.
Well, I'm not going to lie, it was on clearance. I was ordering, and to make my shipment free, I can't talk, you added on a few more bucks, and it was free shipping, so I went to the clearance section.
Yeah, why not?
Nothing wrong with that.
That's how Elizabeth Bennet came home.
That makes sense.
I was buying a sweater's quantity for the flat white sweater, and I was literally $6 shy for free shipping, and I was like, I can find $6 worth of yarn.
Well, and I know, and it's kind of like,
I found more.
Yeah, it's like spend another $20 and you get free shipping, and then you spend $45. But
you know what? It doesn't matter because in your mind you've justified it.
Yeah, you're practically saving money,
not
even though
remotely.
It costs more.
Not even remotely.
You're getting more products.
Yeah. I got stuff I wanted, and I was able to justify it.
Yeah,
that's really
more bang for your buck. Let's put it that way.
That's what I wanted to do. I swear I'm awake.
She's not awake at all. So What else have you been working on? It's like covered our notes.
We covered our notes? Well, you showed off the really piece de resistance, which was the size of that freaking chart.
Because it was so good. So good.
That chart is huge.
Hey, Missy, I think you have some socks that are almost finished.
Oh, guys, I'm so close. I would work on it, except that I have a statement. It's called counting to 2 is hard. It's a very true statement for me. I can count 3 and 1. I can count 4 and 2. I can count 16. I can count 133 and keep it in my head and have a conversation and add numbers to it without getting confused if someone's adding in numbers on top of that verbally. But I cannot count to 2 in ribbing. I can't.
Popped them onto like
I can't.
-2 needles, I could rib for you.
-2. Oh, jeez.
I know that's not a thing.
It looks big and fluffy, but it's actually quite flat because I'm pulling from the outside as well as the inside. But I am finishing off my shorties for the Boo socks, which is the Boo colorway from Sea Turtle Fiber Arts. I've been doing them 2 at a time, toe up. So I was knitting and I was thinking about making an adult sock size, like a full-on adult sock. And then I was like, you know, I don't wear them as much as I wear shorties. So shorties it is. So I am now 2 rows into my ribbing. I will do my ribbing for about 1.5 inches. I'll say 2, but I'll give up at about 1.5 inches and I'll bite off because I hate ribbing.
That's so funny.
I always give up 1/2 inch shy of where I'm supposed to be in ribbing unless it's super important. And in the case of a pair of ankle socks, it's not that important. So I haven't bothered to move my stitch marker. I should have. I didn't. There's holes in the back on purpose. That's where my heels are going to go. So once I got those off, I can do a heel at a time in an evening when I have an evening free to do so. It's not like I'm wearing a ton of socks right now. Today is not the day to be looking at my socks. I just did an at-home pedicure, so my feet are soaking in lotion and fuzzy socks because I just pedicured myself today.
Oh, that's nice.
So the Boo socks.
They are almost done.
So
you know what? You're gonna have to save them for Halloween.
Wearing them? No, I'll wear them all the time.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
No, I meant for the first like big wear, like take pictures with them or something.
Oh, I'll take pictures of them in the fall and Halloween. Absolutely, I'll have worn them before then.
Yeah.
Because they're Halloween socks. Of course, I'm gonna wear them as soon as they're off the needles.
She loves Halloween.
I really do.
She just loves it.
I do have project ideas for my leftovers because I really make a ton of shorty socks, so I always have a lot of leftover sock yarn. So don't you worry, guys. There's stuff in mind for that. Theoretically, I am done my ribbing this week, depending on where I'm sitting with everything else. And then the socks will probably disappear for a while because I will honestly want to work on something else, I think, for a bit.
Yeah.
It might not. I might be like, no, you're so close. Just finish. It just depends on my mood. I'm home now with all my projects. I don't have to just knit the same 4 things. I can rotate through 50 million projects and no one will legitimately tell me no. They'll look at me, but they won't tell me no.
I think she's crazy, but that's okay. It doesn't matter.
Everybody thinks I'm crazy. It's totally fine.
I seem to get fixated on a project and I'll like work on it like super hard for a little while.
I can't. And
then I'll be like, I'll get sick of it and then work on another project super hard for a little while. Well, I mean, look at my mallow cardigan.
Yep.
Obviously, I was like, oh my god! I did that with my so faded as well.
This didn't exist on Sunday.
Yes, I know.
It very much exists today.
Yes, I did that with my so faded cardi as well that I showed off last week. I hammered through the body.
No, I am that way with crochet. I am that way with crochet projects. Like once I start, I can just do it for hours.
Yeah.
But with knitting, I got to be in the right mood to do it. Otherwise, I have no interest in it whatsoever.
Oh my gosh, that shawl collar on the faded cardi, it looks gorgeous. I love it. I hated knitting it, and I don't know why. It was just straight garter. I was so bored. I hated it, and like. But I'll do stockinette for a bunch. I'll garter something else.
I am so finishing the shrug again. I'm going to pick up all those stitches and I'm going to ask you to do my collar because it's just fucking 6 inches. I swore, I apologize. 6 inches of 1x1 ribbing.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Like, there you go. Here's some mindless for you. Just go round and around and around and around and around until you're out of yarn. Bind off.
I could do that. Again,
and at that point,
needles 6 sizes smaller than what you're currently knitting it on.
No, just a size smaller. And then you should be pretty much on par because you're about a size smaller for everything.
No, I'm way I'm way
smaller.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to do a gauge swatch comparison.
Yeah, we will, because like it's so different. I'm like a little loose where I usually have to go like one size off of what like patterns typically say.
Yeah, because I go one size up.
You go one size up? I go at least one size down,
yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
Always. Whenever I do a gauge swatch, I always just grab a smaller size.
Yeah.
And just assume that I'll need like different needles.
Well, I mean, don't use the Pima cotton because that's a thin. I should really be doing that on a 3.75 millimeter, but I'm comfortable with it on a 4 millimeter.
Yeah, that's fine.
But that's because
it's
a loose looking knit on my tight stitching. So,
which is why when she said that she was knitting it on a 4, I was like, okay, and I picked up a 4 as well. Except I picked up a US 4, not a 4 millimeter. Wasn't thinking. Nursing school brain, okay? Nursing school brain.
Well, that's fine.
And that's why we're having such a different effect. But I'm okay with it.
I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
It just means you get some ease of movement and stuff in it.
Yeah, and you know what? You guys are going to get to see a different shawl out of the same pattern.
Yeah,
and then you
absolutely.
can pick and choose what you want.
I know. I'm gonna write 4 millimeter down on the gauge, and I'm gonna go. If you find the fabric too loose, go down a size.
Yeah.
It's your shawl.
Well, that's the nice thing about shawls is you don't really have to gauge swatch
Don't.
them.
If you don't like the fabric you're making, pull it out, go down or up.
Yes.
It'll balance itself out. That's all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be complicated. You guys, I'm still working on Mom's pot holders. The first large one done. This is a 2 squares crocheted together. Mom didn't want anything fancy on her border, so I literally just did her a half thick double crochet border. But we were testing it out this week while she was having soup because poor Mom caught my sister's cold and it immediately turns into bronchitis every time it settles in her chest. So we know what it is. There's just we kept her full of soup. That's about all we can do for her. So she loved it because her hands never got warm. And then she left it here because I'm still making them. Here is the first complete one of a smaller one for her. She wanted one big one for like casserole dishes and big
that makes sense. Yeah.
But then she wanted regular sized ones for the regular stuff.
Oh, and you're just putting like a single crochet as border?
Half double crochet. Yeah.
Border?
I asked her if she wanted something fancy, and she said no. She just wanted a nice clean border. So I literally crocheted them together and crocheted all the ends on the inside.
That's
so I
nice.
only had one end to weave in when I was done.
That's beautiful.
So I'm doing more. Here's my first half of the next one. This blue colorway,
it's really
and it's
nice.
Just so nice.
And I like the yellow pop.
I do. It's so good. I gotta go find more of it. It's some Burnett handcrafter cotton because I want to make dishcloths out of this because it's so pretty. And then I got the second one on the go here. I don't pop too many stitches. So he's existing. He's almost done. Since I use the very complex method of making sure it's a square by lining it up until it turns into a triangle.
That's the best way of checking to see if it's a square.
I'm almost a square.
Why would you get a ruler when you could just fold it in half?
Well, I don't actually have a
tape
flat
measure.
Ruler. Tape measures warp.
Yeah, that's true too.
Fabric tape measures and they warp. That's so true. This will make me a true square. I've got like a finger's worth, so I got like an inch or so, inch and a half left to crochet, which won't take me very long. I was working on it as I edited, and then so much of it got done because I was definitely editing like a fiend.
It was an interesting editing week.
We're gonna go. Yep, interesting works. So my ball is getting smaller because this is like the size of Texas when you first get them. They're huge.
Although it's funny, you're talking about ends and weaving in and how you can often do that with crochet is picking them up as you go.
Oh yeah, I do it all the time.
I'm being a lazy bum on Jocelyn's shawl. Northern Radiance, to actually give it a name. Because my colors are so similar to each other, I did pick that name. I'm actually just carrying it up the side so that I don't have to weave in a million ends, and because they're so similar, you can barely see it, which is not something patterns often tell you to do, and I actually did it in your other pattern as well, because her other pattern has like an I-cord up the side. I'm
hide it.
I just hid it in the I-cord. I was like, why would I weave in all these ends?
Oh, no, absolutely, hide it.
Yeah,
it makes so much sense.
That is one of the things, like every other knitter, I hate doing it.
I think weaving in ends, seaming,
and gauge swatching.
See, I would put gauge swatches above weaving in ends.
That you hate it more, or you prefer
it? That I hear people complain about it more.
Really?
I hear people, or they will just outright not do it.
Yeah, how many people don't do it? Which blows my mind up. Like for a shawl, absolutely, but like a sweater,
that's a little risky.
Especially, could you imagine knitting a whole sweater?
Oh, I mean, I gauge swatched and we still had my first sweater cowl, but that's because I did it to size to the pattern and realized I don't like that look on me. So that's not so much that I didn't get gauge, is that I changed my mind.
Yeah, I think you changed your mind of what you wanted out of it. So.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. I will occasionally not gauge swatch and knit my sleeve first and do my gauge check once I'm done a sleeve. Because the sleeve is an evening for me.
That's totally fine.
So, and a gauge swatch is pretty much an evening for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Once I'm done knitting one of those, I'm done.
Yeah. Well, because you don't want to continue. It feels so, like, finished. Like.
Yeah. So I tend to, like, with the mallow, I'm going to make my sleeve. And that'll be my gauge swatch. But I have a rough idea of what I knit at a worsted and what I knit at a DK.
Yeah.
So getting gauges, I'm not too far off.
This one's a drop
it's a drop shoulder
again, just like the last one we did.
So I don't even have to do a full sleeve. So I'm like, you know.
Should I even bother showing off the last thing I'm working on?
Sure.
Why not? It's kind of really beaten up, but it's called Summertime Tank. This has been my, like, to-go project for the last little while. I've been taking it to school. So it's like an angular lace top, which I really like. And I'm making it out of a Barocco Pixel. And the colorway is called Tutti Frutti. See, I do sometimes remember my yarns. Oh, and I'll drop a few stitches.
You're currently working on it, so.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of a row?
No, just a few stitches fell off. So I've made the front already, and I'm just working on the back. And I'm probably about 75% done the back. And then I just literally have to sew them together, which is so exciting. And obviously block it all.
Picking up stitches. Gauge swatches, picking up stitches, weaving in ends, and seaming. Okay,
I will take everything over picking up stitches. Maybe it's because I'm not very good at it. It's
a practice thing. It's
if I was better.
It's the weaving in ends I don't get because it's just like hand sewing. Well,
I know, but I just want to wear my thing. I don't want to like sit there weaving all these ends. I just want to enjoy it now. It's finished.
I don't avoid the weaving in ends. I just generally find I'm too busy.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, it's impatience. I just want to like fold them in and wear it anyways. It's on the
list. I know I gotta do it, but it's like mending. Yeah. I won't get there as soon as I want to.
Yeah. Well, my first sweater knit along with Marley Bird, I've done, but I haven't woven in the ends. But part of that is because I'm not going to get to wear it. My mom already claimed it. Like she did my other knit along that we did with the Not a Lot of Rain in April.
You gotta stop giving your mom your knits.
Yeah, I just don't let her see that I'm making them. It's because I take them to her house for Sunday night dinner, and she's like, "Oh, I love it," and I'm like, "Oh, you can have it."
Stop saying that.
I know, but I feel like I have to.
No, you don't.
I know.
You'd be like, "I'll show you how."
She has no interest.
Well, that's not your problem.
No, I have like the most supportive mom in the world, though. Like she's amazing. I don't mind giving her my stuff.
I do it all the time, except for crochet, because my mom has needles, or has hooks, has yarn, has said she wants to learn to crochet. 4 years.
Hey, I'm making those pot holders for her.
Those I want to do because her pot holders.
Her sad now.
Make that single layer of single crochet look thick.
Okay, yeah, they're a little worn out. I don't think pot holders are that expensive.
No, she just doesn't bother to replace.
All right, that's fine. Very funny. Oh well. Wool gatherings is our next on our to-do list.
It is. Oh my gosh.
Jocelyn is falling asleep on us.
Jocelyn is going to have an early night tonight.
It's 5. It's 5:15 in the afternoon or evening. I guess we'll call it evening. It's not that late.
Guys, I'm gonna be in my pajamas in bed by 8:30, and I'm normally in my pajamas in bed by 9, reading before I go to sleep. 8:30.
Should we tell them a secret that I've done that's terrible and I haven't told you?
Go for it.
So Jocelyn called me up and was like, "Hey, can you record today because Diana is unavailable?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." But I was planning on spending my day at home today. So to get ready to come, I took off my pajama top and I put on this dress, but I still have my pajama pants on.
No, we're not.
I'm not kidding.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I know, and like terrible socks that don't match. They almost match, but you know, got this nice dress on top.
I put on a tunic shirt and leggings at least.
We should take your pajamas off, and I was like, my legs are cold. I'll just keep these pants on.
Whatever, nobody can see them. It's a floor-length dress.
That's what I thought.
It's fine.
Exactly.
I will put pajamas on after dinner. But it's because my dad doesn't understand staying in your PJs all day if you're not leaving the house.
It's amazing. You know what? Sometimes mental health just makes you feel so much better. You just...
I'm totally fine getting up in the morning, putting on some new pajamas, and doing my whole day.
That's what I
If
do.
I don't have to leave the house for the day because I'm at home all day, I'll obviously put on a nicer top if I've got internet meetings.
Wow.
The internet doesn't need to see my pajamas.
See? Nicer top.
Yeah. But they don't see my legs. So I can wear my yoga pants all day, it's fine. Now when I leave the house, leggings are not pants, yoga pants are not appropriate, and my sweatpants have never left the house.
Okay, yeah, I don't wear pants. I don't wear
Nope.
pajama pants as real pants. They're just,
No,
you
thank
can't
you.
see them.
No. I will put on real pants. And if it's the summertime, let's be honest, just put on a dress, it's one article of clothing, you're out the door and you look really put together. Why wouldn't you do that for yourself? Why wouldn't you do that for yourself?
You could do like I do and literally put it over top of your pajamas.
Pants. And if it's more like, no one's gonna know. So it's fine, but no, Dad's got a thing about getting up and getting dressed first thing in the morning.
You know what? He's not wrong.
No, he's not. And
but we're also not wrong.
He does being alone like your husband does being alone. He needs to be up, he needs to be busy, and he needs to be with people, so he's constantly on the go, which works perfect for him. I mean, there were some days he would get up and go to work, I'd put my pajamas back on and wait for Mom to get out of bed, and then we'd just knit all day in my pajamas. Mom was fine with it.
Sounds like heaven to me.
So if I was knitting quietly in the chair and Mom didn't feel like bothering me, we wouldn't go anywhere for the day. And I would just have a whole 8-hour day of knitting. If I wanted to have a nap after lunch, I could just put the lazy boy back and have a nap. She didn't care. I was on vacation.
Oh, and I'm looking forward to my vacation in 2 weeks.
You're free of school. You're free of school.
1 more week of classes and then finals.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you'll see me probably bop in more during the summertime.
Well, we have the Blue Hills Fiber Festival, so we'll talk about that in advance. The other things to mention in the forefront and doing things, one of the other tabs I have open on the computer is the Patreon page, because the last of the edits and updates for Patreon are going to go live this week.
Ooh.
So if you are able to support us via Patreon, it allows us to do more knit-alongs and more giveaways throughout the year, in which case, Jocelyn's, we've learned that problem. We're never having that issue again. Just, so bad. So we do that, and we are super appreciative of our Patreon members. We let them know that while I was gone and while Diana was gone, we weren't going to do a monthly e-knit thing. There's got an e-knit night, because we all sit at home and
it's fun, actually.
get on to Google Hangout and
just
chill in our pajamas.
I always have a good time.
It's always fun. So we do that the second last Saturday of every month, which we'll be starting again next month, because we're both back in the country.
And I'm even around, because it's June. Beautiful.
Yes. So we'll go back to that, and there's some other perks and stuff that we're doing. And we know not everybody can, and that's totally fine. It's not something everybody's got the budget for. Super understand that. It's one of those ones that if you leave us a comment, super huge internet hugs and loves and likes. Commenting and liking and all sort of just lets us know that we're not just talking to ourselves.
That is nice.
We've been doing it for over 2 years now. We like the validation knowing that there are people out there. It's sweet. It's just like, oh, goody. I feel more and less awkward.
I feel less awkward knowing that there's someone out there.
Well, you would think.
Basically, what she's saying is that she would like you to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes. Yes, I really would. It helps everything, and it helps us out a huge ton. Also, it means if you make a comment in the YouTube thing, because you have a comment, I will reply. Even if it's me going, yes, I know I should make fun of Diana because she's not actually that short. In my mind, she's short because she's shorter than me.
She's taller than me.
I am aware Diana's perfectly normally sized.
I was like, I'm pretty sure she's an inch or two taller than me.
She's a perfectly normal-heighted human individual.
Yeah.
Yeah. My male cousins on my dad's side of the family, I fit under their shoulders. That's perfectly normal male size height in my family.
For the record, I'm not actually short. I'm 5'4". I just look short next to her.
My mom's 5'4". What do you want?
I know, and we look short next to you.
Because I'm 5'10" change.
Yeah, you're taller than my husband.
I am aware that I'm tall. I am taller than a lot of my girlfriend's husbands. I am aware of this. I'm taller than my ex-boyfriend.
I'm taking one of the short ones off the market.
You did.
Leaving more of the tall ones for you.
They just don't exist. It's okay. Unless they're family, as far as I can tell. So I was absolutely delightful because I would just walk around and then I remember that I had to look up. Just not a normal reaction for me when I'm talking to people.
Sorry, I'm looking down trying to read her notes. I have no idea what the last two say.
Why are you trying to read my notes?
I don't.
Have you seen
read
my writing?
the rest. I could read the rest. I think it says
spring garment craft along.
Yes.
So Cal, and then the across the prairies.
I thought that was a D, not an A.
I literally could have
Looks
put
like
A, T, and P if it was just for me.
Like a capital D.
It does. That's how loopy my A's are. Like I said it, and today we're loopy because I'm tired, so it's extra scrawly. I would make an excellent, not doctor, but 18th century handwritten note person. Because
of the loopy, yes.
Because of the loopy. It
So
wouldn't be
please
much
don't.
to transition to handwriting for me. It's because I print.
Interpreting doctor writing.
Everybody hates interpreting doctor writing. I half print, I half write. Like if I could just commit to one or the other, it'd be a lot clearer.
No,
but I
too
don't.
Logical. Too
I
logical.
don't. I will handwrite half a word and then I will print the T and draw the circle above the I. Like
Terrible.
But it's how I write.
That's also terrible. It's how many hairs I'm knitting into this project. I don't know why. Just today. Like
just today?
I'm knitting all of the hair into the project. Because you see me pulling on nothing.
Diana hasn't been over in over a month, so I'm not sure.
It's not. They're all mine.
Okay. I was like, I don't think
they're all
me,
red. They're all red.
It could be me.
I guess I'm shedding.
I have to do it by length of hair when Diana's over. That's how we figure out whose is whose.
That's funny. So the spring garment craft along
yeah.
is
the one that we are running in conjunction with Laura from the corner of Knit and Tea. She is an American knitting podcaster.
Yes.
And it is running from the spring equinox to the summer solstice. So you guys have till June the 21st to get your entries in. Any adult-sized garment counts. The only thing we said wouldn't count was baby things because it's a significant size difference between an adult-sized item and a child-sized item. That way we can be fair to everybody.
I'm double hitting because I'm doing the Barocco one and I'm also doing it.
Yes. Absolutely.
Just realized that. I was like, wait a second.
And you technically don't run a podcast, so you are eligible.
I don't run a
both.
podcast. I'm just a guest.
You're just helping.
I'm just a guest host.
So you can totally enter. Both.
Sweet. For the record, that is how I always enter their knit-alongs, as I am not actually.
Yeah, she's just a good friend who helps out, which is super helpful in a lot of occasions. So that is currently running right now. Just double extra bonus points if you use cotton, but that's because I am personally obsessed with cotton, and I think more people need to knit with. It's the same sort of argument you get with wool. There's a difference between the wool that was in the 70s that your grandmother knit with, and the wool that you knit with now.
But
no
that's
matter
why
what
I bought
the level
cotton.
Is. Yeah,
was for this knit along, and I have to say, like I didn't really have a huge desire to knit in cotton, and now I love it. Like I really like it.
And you're gonna find when you're wearing it, it's nice. It's cool. It's gonna breathe.
And that's what I wanted. This was like a nice summer like cardigan, you know, because it's got obviously. It's not
lace paneling. It's not meant really to keep heat in.
No, but it's meant to keep sun off more, which is why I'm so excited about it. So
no, I and some of it's just because I know there's really good cotton out there. I want people to explore it. But it's great. If you knit with cotton, it's just super big thumbs up from Jocelyn. More people knitting and crocheting in cotton. Trust me, you guys. There's more out there than, and I mean, Dishy's a good cotton. Sugar and Cream is a good cotton line. The Burnett Handcrafter has its place. It all has its place. But there's some amazing cottons out there that are really nice. I'm super excited to have the...
I would highly recommend the Barocco. It's a very Barocco day, as we were saying today.
We're so Barocco.
We're very Baroccoed.
So and I was like, how did we get on Barocco band?
I have
Oh my goodness, we are ever on that bandwagon right now. I don't know how that worked out either. I mean, don't get me wrong, good yarns. It's not a problem. I'm not sure how we got there.
Yeah, I know, like,
Which is fine, because, like,
Barocco yarn.
Come, like, October, when we go to Knit City, it'll be nothing but indie dyed yarns.
We'll
buried in
We're
indie dyed yarns.
Well,
we'll have completely flipped over.
Well, we're going to the Blue Hills Fiber Festival.
It'll all be Manitoba yarns.
In 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's 2 weeks today.
2 weeks today.
2 weeks today.
Yeah.
We're going to be heading out to Brandon.
Yeah.
We will...
Again.
Probably be heading back from Brandon this time 2 weeks today. But I'm so excited.
Which is super good, because I think I'm going to make the plans and throw them up in the chat group for us girls, because if we leave here in the morning and we've got the times right for the stuff at the Blue Hills, we'll be able to have lunch at Mom's restaurant.
What's Mom's restaurant?
A tiny little family diner that I can eat at.
Sounds good to me.
I
was like, okay.
I really quite enjoy. There's a lot of old people there.
Perfect.
And it's totally fine because it does good portions and good food and nothing fancy. That's exactly what I want in a mom and pop restaurant.
We do need to do some organizing still.
I will get on and I'll start listing dates and itineraries like I do, being the bossy pants that I am.
Unlike dates, we know the date.
I'm going to have to remind at least one member in our group what day that is and when it's coming up, if not two.
And there's 4 of us going. It's not these 2.
I'm a planner.
You know who you are. You know who you are.
You know who you are. And I don't mind doing it, but I do know that I have to because it'll be, and neither one will have meant, but one will have forgotten what time that we were leaving, and the other one will have forgotten the day entirely. She'll know we're going. She'll just...
I actually don't know what time we're going. Did we actually decide on a time?
We had a rough idea of what time we wanted to leave, yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That I know.
So
we're not going to leave at 5 o'clock at night.
Nope, we would miss everything. And why would we drive in the night before? We're not staying in a hotel.
No. All of us have pets. Well, 2 of us have pets.
I have pets.
2 of us have pets that need taking care of.
One has a husband. She has to take care of him before she leaves him alone for the day.
That's not me.
No, yours will be working. One's got a husband just to take care of before she leaves. The other one we have to corral from her boyfriend's house to make sure she's ready to go.
I'm sure she'll be at her own house, which is blocks from here.
Oh, I hope so, because I was going to make this the meeting point so everybody could just drive here. We leave the extra cars here because I've got the most amount of parking space and a quiet residential space.
Mm-hmm.
And then just take 1 car and go.
Oh, yeah. I can take 4 cars. That'd be crazy.
It also means, like, the morning person is up and ready and I can answer messages and delays and stuff because that would be me. Because I'll be ready to go. So if somebody's running late, they know they can just message me because I'll already be here.
Yes.
And I can help.
Hey,
deal with things on the fly.
I might not be a morning person, but I am always prompt.
It's true, which is super handy. So that's coming up, and then we've got because we sort of magically slid into events without finishing up our wool gathering. It's because we started talking about the Blue Hills Fiber Festival.
We did finish up our wool gathering.
We have the Across the Prairies cow.
What? Oh, whoops. Oh, yeah. Right. The last thing that I can't read. The thing that starts with a D, but is actually an A.
It's actually an A. For everybody who likes to prep, plan, get ready, we're doing the Across the Prairies cow again this year, which is super exciting.
My first year.
Yeah, super pumped.
Yay.
Last year, we got together with 3 other amazing Canadian podcasters. That would be the Feathered Stitches? No. Yes, Feathered Stitches. Cozy Up Knits. And A Tale of Two Knitters.
Right, yes.
Yeah. And we were across the prairies as us and A Tale of Two Knitters are in Manitoba, and then Feathered Stitches and A Cozy Up Knits is in Alberta. So we go
Beautiful.
Across the prairies. We did the Exploration Station shawl from Stephen West. This year, we couldn't agree on one shawl from Stephen West, so we said, let's just make it any shawl from Stephen West. Anything from Stephen West.
Like, I'm making a poncho.
He doesn't make small things.
No.
Like, even his cows are huge.
Yep. They're huge. So this one runs from June 1st until
July 1st.
July 1st.
Yeah, it's a Canada Day cast on, and
right.
We're thinking we're gonna run it again, the same thing we did last time, run it for the 3 months, and it'll end at the end of September.
That works good because his projects are quite big and they can be quite like detailed.
Whips are gonna be welcome so long as they're less than 50%. Just because, again,
yeah, that's fine.
Just to make things as fair as possible for everybody. So I'm one of these times I will actually open a side thread and bets on when Diana will finish hers.
I'm gonna bet on that.
One day I will actually do this to her, you guys. I finished mine fine within the time frame allotted. It was 3 months for a shawl. Yes, it was a 4-skein shawl.
It's a big, beautiful shawl.
It's a big, beautiful shawl, but you can do it. So it is doable, but I do like to give people a lot of time. So if Stephen West is somebody you want to knit from, you've had a couple of shawls in mind, take a look, start looking through your stuff, start keeping an eye out when you're shopping, and sort of collect the colors that you want to do so that you're ready to go on the 1st of July and you're not feeling pressured or stressed. Because guys, they're knit-alongs. They're supposed to be fun. I'm going to be collecting some prize stuff for the knit-along, hopefully at the Blue Hills Fiber Festival. If not, I'll be ordering some in shortly after that.
That sounds so exciting.
So I may order it in just to keep it a surprise for everybody.
It's fine. I can also just like close my eyes. It doesn't matter.
Don't look!
See, I've decided that I'm making his brioche poncho with like the whole handholes. I love it. I don't know why, but I don't know how to brioche. I know, I just like it. But I don't know how to brioche, so I'm spending the 2 weeks in June where I'm not in school learning how to brioche so that I'm ready to cast on for Canada Day.
I have to pick a shawl.
I'm gonna brioche a whole poncho. It's gonna be crazy.
It is crazy. I have to pick a shawl or two to go to the Blue Hill Fiber Festival with so that I can pick up the yarn for it while I'm there.
Oh, that's smart.
So then that way
Make a shopping list.
I try to when I do things. So.
And then I just buy whatever I want. I seriously do that every time.
Well, that happens on top of the shopping list, but the shopping list I go with.
Needs to get done.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that's how that works. That's the last of the wool gathering. But yeah, we'd already slid it into events, was the whole other thing.
Oops. Sorry, guys.
Stop. Hodgepodge aside, event-wise, we are currently running the cotton garment, spring garment craft-along. I want to call it cotton. Does not have to be cotton. It just needs to be something you're going to wear. That's how that works. The threads for that can be found in Ravelry for chatter. I will open up a finished objects thread now because we're closing in on the end of that so people can start posting their finished objects in there for everybody. How we're going to either cross-pollinate the threads and draw prizes, we haven't figured out. We'll do it from there. As of yesterday, Stash Dash has begun, which I'm so excited about. I get ridiculously excited every year for this thing. So it's a challenge yourself to complete a kilometer-sized amount of yarn projects.
I don't want to think about my yardage in kilometers.
I love thinking about my yardage in kilometers because I feel so accomplished.
It horrifies me.
So accomplished! Well, if you think about how many things you finish in a summer, you could probably easily reach 5K or 7K.
Me? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, what?
I know, but it just sounds scary that way. I know, and I'm an
scary.
avid knitter. Like, I produce a ton, but...
You make more stuff in a week than I do most of the time.
Yeah, I knit a lot.
Which is totally fine. Diana will probably set herself an actual reasonable goal. Jocelyn's going crazy like she does every year. So
10K.
I tried for 15K last year, injured my wrist, and was only 2 kilometers short.
So 20K this year?
So I feel like 15K is probably sufficient, considering the goal is not to injure myself this year.
That's true. Well, I guess I knitted there's a good word. I knit a whole skein just in the purple.
Yes.
In a few days.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess I
could. You could reasonably, if you wanted to. You don't have to. We don't host it or run it. The Knit Girls do. They're a YouTube knitting podcast. They've been podcasting for over 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy when you think about it. I saw that this morning that they had the rules update video posted and then came back down, so I feel validated in the knowledge that it's not just me that has technical difficulties.
It's everyone.
Everybody eventually has technical difficulties. So if they've managed to have a chance in a moment and they've been able to upload that video, we will certainly link it down below. If not, we will link to them. Oh. So that's a thing.
I was like, oh, we're getting a message. We're getting a phone call.
We're getting a phone call?
Yes.
Who's phoning?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Oh well, guess they're going to voicemail.
I was like, what's going on?
Oh, the screen kind of got consumed. What do I know? It's too far away for me to read. I can just see the white block.
It doesn't have a name. It just says number. I'm
That's
not going to
fine.
read it off for everyone to
Nope.
hear.
Nope. It's fine. They can go to voicemail. I will answer them in a moment. It's Saturday afternoon. It cannot be that important. It's not a weekday.
No.
And if it was really important, it'd be my mom, and it would say, Mom.
Then I would read that out for you.
I'd be like, oh, cool, Mom. I'll talk to you in a moment. Otherwise, I think event-wise, that's the really big ones that I remember writing down.
There's a second page, guys. I didn't see it.
Oh, yep. Nope. Stash. What else do I have written down in here?
Knit
Blue Hills,
City.
which we talked about. Well, we've got the Fiber Festival first, which will be in September.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm more excited about Knit
We're going to do Knit City this year, because Terri has got a babysitter for the bunnies and kittens.
I do.
My babysitter's built into the house, because I share it with
And I
my
have
people.
permission from the husband to spend a bunch of money. Since I'm a student, I don't actually work, so... or not very much, so I got permission to spend money.
You'll be working this summer, but it won't be...
I know, and he thinks it's just like the cost of, like, getting there and staying there.
He's
That's the cheap
adorable.
part. That's the cheap part.
He's so adorable.
I know.
That's fine.
Love you, honey.
He'll know better next year. So I am going to fast track some plans. It's actually on my weekly to-do list under my blogs for the week. It's planned Net City. So, because I didn't think I was going. So guess what? I gotta figure it out.
But it's okay if we have to get a hotel room further away. I drive.
Yes.
I used to live there.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Guys, we won't be trying to get the very visually limited person around in the dark, which Terri can tell you is not the easiest task in the world.
It's really not, guys.
I am a burden, and I understand this.
Not a burden. Just make it interesting. It's like an adventure. Wherever you're going, it's an adventure.
Yeah. Yeah.
You keep life from being boring.
I jarred my knee the other day, walking around on a perfectly lit sunny sidewalk. Tried to fall over.
Yeah, no, that's
why? Because I found the only uneven piece of pavement for an hour's long walk.
Oh well.
Talent. I have talent.
It's okay. I almost tripped over my own shoe at the hospital the other day.
Yeah.
A lot of people saw me.
That's when you're gonna look down and go, I gotta stop having Jocelyn moments and keep going, because I'll really cause them. They'll be like, "Who's Jocelyn? How did she fall?"
Just make it super confusing.
Yeah, we're not. I tell myself off all the time when I do that. Like, what are you doing, Douglas? What is wrong with you?
I love it.
So we're gonna be doing those. So we've got two big fall events coming.
So if anybody can join us, we would love it.
I would actually be super stoked. I would love to meet up with people in Knit City. If you guys want to do that and you're going, let me know. We will make plans.
Yeah, we do dinner or like something like that. That'd be so much fun.
Well, I'm gonna try to get us into the it's called the backup hotel, because the one that's right near the P&E always fills up real quick. So they've got, I think it's like a Best Western that's close to. Oh. So I'm gonna try to get us in there where a bunch of other knitters are going to be.
Oh,
no guarantees, but I'm gonna get us on a couple wait lists and see what I can do.
I'm happy with whatever.
Yeah.
And if we have to walk a little bit, we're both physically capable,
yes.
So
it's fine. Just don't let me walk off a curb. That's general rule of thumb.
Try not
the
to.
stick finds curbs. It doesn't always find unplanned pavement depressions.
Did you go on the SkyTrain the last time you were there?
I did. That was
good.
fun.
Because I was gonna say, otherwise we'd take the SkyTrain, girl.
I liked the SkyTrain. It was very smooth, which was really nice. And Diana sat me up at the front so I could see things, which was really nifty. Because like if I'd sat anywhere other than the front row, I wasn't going to be able to see.
So I mean, you look out the window and it's moving so fast. Like,
yeah, it's just like it's like nope. We need to be right up front if I'm going to see anything. So we sat right at the front so I could see stuff.
I don't think I ever did. And I took the SkyTrain to work every day.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Well,
Diana put me right up in the front. She's like, "Here you go." And then I was able to see things, so I was happy because that's what you got to do. So no, I'm excited. I'm gonna go again this year because I was like, I was bummed that I was gonna miss it, but I do need the help when I travel. So, and I don't have a service dog yet.
And I didn't think I was gonna be able to go this year, but
you can.
Yes,
so let's use it up.
Use it up. Yay. Very cool. But I think that's
it. That's all.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
I love it.
So it's a regular podcast. Hopefully Diana has recovered from her jet lag and we can have a real long one next week and she can tell us all about Europe, which guys I am dying to tell you about because oh man, but it is not my story to tell. So you'll have to hang on for one more week. And
it
then
was eventful.
Oh geez.
It was eventful. Let's put it that way.
And I want to give her birthday yarn, darn it. I've been hanging on to it for weeks.
She didn't watch. I don't think she.
I
don't think she has had time.
I don't think she's had time. I think she's been too tired and catching up on work.
Last week.
I did, but I'm not going to tell her I showed her last week. I'm just going to show up on D&D on Tuesday and go, "Did you watch the podcast? Because I just showed off your yarn." And if she goes, "No," I'll be like, "Well, then I guess you don't care about your birthday yarn, so I can hang on to it."
Then it's yours.
I'm mean.
Then it's yours.
No, but she's going to be like, "But it's my birthday."
No, then she's going to keep your birthday yarn from the Stephen West store.
Fine. No, I will give her birthday yarn on Tuesday when I see her. Yeah.
It's a good trade.
It is a very good trade. We're both super content with this trade that we're doing. So it's totally fine. I'll just be like, well, you could have seen it early.
The yarn that you gave me last week, I've been brainstorming with dear husband, and we have concepts on how to work it into a shawl design.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I think I even have the complementary colors to go with it already out of my stash.
Oh, well, that worked really well entirely. I just picked up the two skeins. I thought it wouldn't matter which one you chose because we would both like them.
Very excited. Like literally, the colors just like made it all twirl around in here. So
good.
Yes.
Excellent. And it was an excellently chosen skein.
It was.
All right. Well, in which case I'll say until next week, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Terri.
Who's still not Diana.
I'm not, no.
I will say that no matter where your week takes you,
Don't forget to knit.
And we're done.